Hey guys, welcome again to my channel. This is the second reading I'm going to do today. We're going to see what comes up. I just finished the Gemini reading. So we're going to look into this reading. Please keep in mind that you need to use your own discernment and your own intuition as to whether or not this reading or any part of it is relevant to you. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Let's just see what comes up. I'm going to shuffle. Oh, this one. Two of Wands. Okay. We have a transition here. The Chariot. Excellent. Okay. And then the Ace of Swords. So we've clarified what we want. We're free to pursue it. And the universe is like, okay, I'm feeling what you're feeling from the inside out. And I'm going to help take you where you want to go. I'm going to help you by attracting the opportunities that work for you, that resonate for you, that are what you want. And we're going to do this together. That's the reading I'm getting here. It's basically Ten of Cups, following your bliss, your joy. This was at the bottom of the deck. There are resonant connections that we want here, so that's what this feels like is going to happen. The decision is made. Judgment card with the Four of Cups. The decision is made. I'm not sure how the Four of Cups ties into all of this. Perhaps. Because I like to read intuitively. Well, in this case, I don't want to say that you're unhappy with what you have. That's not what this card is saying. I think you just want more out of life. More experiences, more joy, more happenstance, more zest, more the kind of energy that's like, okay, well, I'm going to take a flight to wherever. I'm making this up, right? I'm not saying you're going to take a flight. You might go somewhere, do something spontaneous, pursue something that you wouldn't normally out of logic or comfort. Feels like a spicing of life, like I really want to live. And it feels like that's coming from within you outwards into the world, like you're ready. The universe has energetically responded to it, and you've energetically responded to your own internal happening. This has kind of happened already. It's not something you're going through. It kind of happened already. Yeah. We got the Knight of Cups here. That makes sense. And then the Eight of Cups. That ties into the whole thing. The Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups have some overlap in this context, and in the sense of pursuing what feels good. That's what it is. And this has to do with the Chariot. It's resonating very strongly with the Chariot. I'm getting a really powerful joy energy right now, like Ace of Wands, Sun vibe right now. I'm getting that big time. So let's look into what that is. I have some interesting hand gestures. Okay. Another message is try not to feel too dreary about the resources, tools, and connections you have available to you. Try not to feel too dreary about that, because the universe is like, let's work with it, right? We don't need to upend and blow up everything in order for you to fulfill what you want to feel. If you feel that that statement might be helpful to you, then maybe we don't need to blow up everything. Maybe we can work with what we have at hand and move slowly. And right as I said move slowly, guess what was beneath that? The Eight of Wands. Okay. Maybe we'll use the word move deliberately, I guess. Yeah. The universe is asking you to be very mindful of your boundaries. The things that you will participate in and the things that you won't participate in. And of course the things that are maybe. Okay? The universe is asking you to be really mindful of your boundaries, because there are connections here that are important, that are already in your life, that maybe they're just important to you. And so let's be mindful of how. I'm going to leave that message right there. It's going to be there. I'm getting another message for whoever this reading is for. You're not accepting yourself, and you should. I think maybe you're judging yourself really hard for where you're at, what you want, and your mind is kind of creating a moral argument that's kind of not helping. Okay. We have B Spirit, sweet results await. And we have Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. To clarify, time for a deep dive into yourself. And maybe perhaps into some new experiences. Okay. So let's read B Spirit, number 7. Okay. B Spirit's message is that sweet rewards are on their way if you are willing to get your ego out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. B Spirit knows not to let a sense of being a separate self get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. B Spirit asks that your focus be on connection. Your body, heart, soul, and psyche, your mind, experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you kind of put yourself aside for a moment and you remember that you are a part of, an individual part of, a greater unified consciousness, also known as Source. Just letting you know right now. Moving from separation into connection, from self-centered limitation to spirit-centered infinite possibility and potential, you become busy as a bee, enjoying the gifts of Bee Spirit, fully in alignment with your highest expression of yourself. Your heart will open and creativity will rush through you without effort. As you experience the feeling that nothing you do really feels burdensome or like work. Because you're operating from joy, from alignment, from intention, from integrity, really. Like, this is me, who I am. This is what I'm doing. Industriousness is driven by enthusiasm and inner motivation, and time seems to fly by quickly as the hive supports you in the making of honey. Do you feel the presence of your helpers in the hidden realms, adding their energy to your creations? Magical results are taking form and will be sweeter than you expect. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded, even if you can't see that yet. And ask that you share your good fortune, as there is plenty of honey for all. Be part of a larger whole, the force that brings forth all that is sweet and delightful. How interesting. We also have Swan Spirit here, so I'm going to read Swan Spirit. This reading needs to be general. I usually like to get a little more detailed. I'm feeling this reading needs to be general because it's strong. Okay? Yeah. Okay, Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. With their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths, and when Swan Spirit appears, you are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness, and there is knowledge you are not aware of, and great treasure to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand your situation or relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others, and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is much deeper potential for loving connection, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep into your why, the why you want things, why you want this, why that. Asking the deeper questions of yourself, you are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. So this reading is about somebody who is doing some kind of really strong inner integration, being guided internally towards a really positive outcome in their lives. Maybe we're not, okay. I have the 5 of Earth here and the Queen of Earth. Maybe we're not feeling like we have access to that, like we're on the outside, right? Though this card literally says the outsider. But it depicts somebody who doesn't feel included in the joy, because you see the sky it's like a sky with rainbow and light, and it's bliss. Somebody who feels disconnected from the ability to participate in bliss. And so that's not true, but maybe you're feeling that way now. And so we also have the flowering card, which is the Queen of Pentacles, but give me a moment. Okay. What this is saying is that there's something rising within you in a tangible way that's going to manifest in the physical world that is completely true for you. It's like abundance that you bring to the table by virtue of it being true to you, having come to you from your own source, from your own self, your own being, and it being abundant into the world, and it attracting people. It attracts people. It just will. Out of nowhere. You won't even have to try. You might even, I'm getting that you might even feel weird when you interact with other people because they say, oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, oh my God, this and this and that. And logically, you wouldn't really do anything with that. But internally, something within you is like, nah. Or it might go, I want to talk to this person, and I know they're giving me BS. So I'm going to talk to this person, and I'm going to get through this BS, and I'm going to get what I want. Because I know it's in there. I'm being playful. My point is, there's something that has risen, not rising, risen within you that can't be ignored anymore. And kind of needs to... I don't know if this is self-acceptance or if it's accompanied by self-acceptance or both. I think you're really accepting a part of you that you weren't willing to up until now. This could be... The Queen of Pentacles is definitely a queen of self-worth. So I think you've reached a new stage of that self-worth. Because in order to do this, you need a true sense of self-acceptance and a seeing of your worth on a whole new level. Let's call it that. It's not a hierarchy, right? You're accepting more of yourself. Let's just say that. Wow, we have the King of Fire. There's some powerful cards here. Powerful energies in the context of this. So with the King of Fire, we have this. I want to clarify for that. Okay, go with the flow and celebration. So what this is the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups. This reading is really about connecting with others. Maybe connections that you haven't had in your life, like this energy. This feels really good. This is like, I don't know what I would equate this to. Friends? The show? I'm not saying it's like that or that culture. That's not what I'm saying. That kind of joy of interacting with people. Something that might be seen as mundane or a chore suddenly becomes amazing because you're aligned with those people. You're aligned with this. It feels good to you. It's true to you. It's like a manifestation of your inner state and your life suddenly matching that through connections. And it feels good. Really good. And why it feels good is because it aligns with you. It's real. Because I like to say, and it's true, your relationship with yourself has a massive impact on all your relationships. Yeah. It's a big deal. You're getting some really powerful cards here. Some really powerful manifestations. Some really powerful... Oh, we also have the Lack card that came out. Why is that there? Do we need some help healing? Yeah, we do. We got the Strength card. Courage in this deck, but it's the Strength card. I think there's some healing here. Maybe there's some kind of lack mentality, fear. Oh my God, it's going to fail. Oh my God, there's no safety net. Oh my God, all this and this and that. The universe is your safety net. I'm just going to leave that there. Yes, I respect wanting to be stable and wanting to have the mind participate in the process. Totally. So I'm not telling you to do something that doesn't feel good to you. Right? Again, you need to discern. Just telling you that right now. You need to discern. And at the same time, for those of you who this is true for, you will feel supported in your pursuing of whatever this is. It's about connecting with others. It's about types of energy that maybe you haven't had, and to trust this transformation. All right? This reading, I generally like to be a little more specific in readings because it really helps land the message for those who are hearing it, and it helps the mind participate in the reading, because we want that. With this reading, maybe there are some energies here that are, if they're nitpicked, the mind can go like, I don't want to deal with any of that, or I want certainty, or I want all these other things. But at the end of the day, the Spirit's not asking you to do what everyone else is doing. The Spirit's asking you to do you. And by virtue of you doing you and being true to yourself, boom, you can collaborate with others. This whole reading is collaborating with others because you're real. Now, when I say real, I'm not saying that other people are not real. But I mean, like, you're acknowledging this is a part of me. This is who I am. This is what I like. This is how I love. These are my values, whatever. And you just acknowledging that energetically is creating a huge whirlpool that is just pulling things in like crazy. Okay, the more I focus on these cards, the more I'm getting hesitation. Oh, look who's here. Coyote Spirit. Isn't that great? Oh. Okay, so Coyote Spirit's amazing, and I love Coyote Spirit. And at the same time, I don't always like what Coyote Spirit does, because Coyote Spirit is the source, is the energy that Source brings to help us on our path. Coyote Spirit sometimes switches the game while we're in it. Sometimes. I'm not being told what Coyote Spirit will do here. I'm gonna ask a little bit more and see what we get. But Coyote Spirit is actually Spirit's protector. It protects you from doing things that are not true to you. Other people's stuff, right? So if we're not discerning enough where we can hear our own intuition, the universe is like, okay, they're not understanding, or they're not seeing this, or they're not getting it, or Spirit's like, we wanted you to do this, this, and this, and then you went and took it 1,000 steps further. No problem, Coyote Spirit. It is a trickster energy, but it's not malicious. It's a helpful energy. It's like, let's get you on track. Let's help you out. Because the consciousness is really complicated, and sometimes we can just get lost in things. Like, it's so hard sometimes, right? So Coyote Spirit is here to help. So I'm going to graciously ask for assistance with what Coyote Spirit means. There's the answer. Trust the great mystery. Okay? You want me? You know what? I'll read this for you. Trust the great mystery. I'm not going to read Coyote Spirit because Coyote Spirit is a little playful, but okay. And it's not helpful to read that right now because I'm not sure. I have to read in context with like what's coming up. Yeah, to let it go. So what you need to know, this is what came up. 3 of Cups, Hierophant. You have spiritually aligned, quote unquote, contracts, quote unquote, right? Contract doesn't mean that you have to die on a hill over it. What this means when we say spiritual contract is your energies are aligned in important ways. Maybe not in all ways, but in important ways, your energy is aligned. Okay? So, things that are going to feel good and true for you, the universe is going to guide you. Be like, okay, here you go. These people are for you. And how you're going to know that? It's going to feel good. It's going to feel really good. That's how you're going to know. It's going to feel like you just took a drink and you were in the desert for like half the day. Yeah. Oh, wow. We got the Queen of Pentacles again. So that's the same card repeated. And then right next to it, what came out was the Ten of Pentacles. And we also have the Tower. Interesting. So something here shifts you in your life. That might be what Coyote Spirit's about. Manifesting greater abundance, manifesting joy, so that you don't feel like your life is a Four of Cups. And when I say Four of Cups, some of you know what that means, some of you don't. Four of Cups is feeling unenthusiastic about what you have at your disposal, at your fingertips, and the access to things that you have. You might be like, ugh, this. I don't want to wake up out of bed for that. That's boring. This is the universe shaking that up and adding zest to your life and abundance to your life. Some of you want play. Some of you want joy. Some of you want play with me. Like, that's what I'm getting here. Play with me. Yeah, I'm getting play with me. Not in a nasty way. That's not what I'm getting. But like joy, like, oh, we're gonna go do this, or we're gonna go look to a museum. We're both really passionate about, I don't know, archaeology, and we're gonna go. I don't know why I got archaeology. Maybe some of you love that, or paleontology, and you're gonna go and you're gonna look at all the dinosaurs and their grandmother, and you're gonna enjoy looking at the pharaohs and. Okay, I'm gonna not say that word. Looking at the pharaohs and all the mummies, you know. I don't know, some of you that may really float your boat. Like, you want people in your life that do things with you that none of your other connections do up until now. You might want that. No problem. Coyote Spirit. Okay. This is interesting. I want to say you got Dragonfly Spirit. I want to clarify why that's here. No, this one. Oh. Otter, play. Okay, what I'm getting is you're not limited. You might feel limited, but you're not. That's just what I'm getting. And as long as you're really good about staying in connection with your boundaries and setting your boundaries to what is a yes for you and what's a no for you, I just don't see a problem. Now, it might be challenging because you're having so much fun, but as long as you're good about your boundaries, yeah. Okay, I don't know how to respond to that energy, so you're going to have to give me a card for that. Okay, hold on, guys. I don't know how to respond to this energy, so let's pull a different deck. I said I was going to keep this reading short, and we're at the half-hour mark almost. That's not short. That's medium. Ah, here we go. Dreams. And at the bottom of the deck we have stagnation. So this card is the caiman and the poppy, and then the lizard and the pitcher plant. Let's not get too crazy about this. What this is telling me is that we feel held back and limited in our dreams about our joy, and how interesting that the caiman is combined with the poppy. The poppy is about pleasure, bliss, whatever, right? And the dreams, obviously, ideally, they're about pleasure and bliss and living the life we want. But we also have stagnation here. So Coyote Spirit might come into your life to shake things up. Coyote Spirit's very helpful. It's just sometimes the way it helps is jarring. Okay? I'm not getting that Coyote's gonna jar you, because you're good. You can handle change. That's not what's coming into your life to jar you and blow everything up. That's not what's on the table here. What's on the table is that Spirit wants to add things to your life. That's what's coming through. So enjoy. We feel stagnant, so we might need Spirit to come in and go, let me help you out. That's what's coming through here. Let me help you out. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of happy with this reading. This is as much as I want to say because this energy is very fresh. It's very new. And you haven't actually manifested an incredible amount of things yet. So let's leave this here so that you can co-create from a place that is true to you without being influenced. If I had something helpful to say, I would have said it in that way. But all I can say is that you're protected, follow your bliss, know what you want and you don't want, right? Based on what you already experienced. And open up to things that feel really good, but might not make sense, but they still feel really good. So, yeah, that's what I got for you. This reading is the fourth attempt at Aquarius/Aries energy. So I think there's a pairing here of those two energies in some way. I'm going to put that in the title of the reading. And you'll have already known that because I did. But there's something here with that. And so we're in a big transformational process that's maybe a little bit scary because we're not sure what's going to happen. But this feels really good. Because you got the Queen of Pentacles twice, and it was basically a vibe of let's enrich your life. It's dry. You want to enrich it. Let's enrich it. Thank you so much for watching this reading, and you have a great week.